That's what it looks like. Just get a little more. Then we are going to just plop. Guys, so today I'm going to be making something quick, something simple. Chocolate chip cookies. Cookie season is coming up, but I wanted to test the recipe just to see how it works, so that if I perfect it, I can use it. But anyways, so it's not gonna be, I doubt it's gonna be a long video, but I hope you enjoy. Okay, so like with anything, I scale all my ingredients beforehand, so I'm just gonna give you a rundown of what I'm using. I have 60 grams of brown sugar, 60 grams of white sugar, 2 grams of salt, and 75 grams of butter. Here I have 1 egg. Here I have 150 grams of chocolate chips, and I have 150 grams of flour. Okay, so what I'm about to do is I am going to cream the butter and the sugar together until it's nice and fluffy. I mean, again, think about you baking a cake and you have to cream it together. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm probably gonna do it for about 10 minutes, depending on how soft my butter is, because you know me. But we're gonna mix it, and then once that's combined, nice and fluffy, I will add the egg. Okay, so we're just creaming the butter and the sugar together, and it has a ways to go because I want it to be nice, light, and fluffy. Almost pale complexion, so we're gonna do this for a very long time. I'm just increasing my speed for a bit. As you can see, the butter and the sugar are now clumped up together, and they're not really doing anything. So it's at this point where you stop your machine and you just kind of scrape it just a bit, just so that you can combine, as in push them in, so that once you start the machine again, you can it's just easier. It's really easier. Okay, so it's coming. It's not there yet. It's gonna take a while, but this is how as you can see, it's starting to change just a little bit how it behaves in the bowl. But you just continuously beat this, and yeah. Okay, so this is what it looks like after me scraping it down for a second time, because it was just sticking to the bottom. So if your mixture does this, you have to constantly scrape it just so that everything is combined, and it's just easier to get the mixer going. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little vanilla at this moment. You can add it with your eggs, but I'm just gonna add it now. That's my little, maybe just a little more. And we're just gonna scrape the bowl. Just scrape it down a bit, the mixture, so everything can just come to the middle, so that once we start the mixer, we can see the magic. Okay, this is what the mixture looks like now that I've added the vanilla. I'm still just gonna let it beat for a bit until it's the way I want it to be. I don't know if you can tell, but the mixture is a lot softer than it was the first time I scraped it. Like if you just look at that. So constantly scraping it down, bringing it to the middle, and beating it again helps this process a lot faster. Because the worst thing you can do is just let it sit at the bottom. It's not creaming. The top is getting smooth, but definitely not the bottom. So this way, everything gets a chance to be incorporated and to be mixed. I love it. It's getting creamier as we speak. Okay, so we're getting there. See, it's more pliable. It's a bit softer. So I'm gonna do this for maybe 5 more minutes, no longer than 5 minutes. I'm gonna set my timer to make sure I just whip it up for 5 minutes, and then we'll see what it looks like, and then we'll add the eggs. Okay, I think this is ready to go only because it's no longer just sticking to the bottom. It's actually moving. I see movement, and it's a bit paler than when we started. So I think I'm gonna add the eggs in just a minute, and we'll see what happens. Okay, I honestly wasn't happy with what it looked like, so I just kept creaming it, and I'm gonna keep creaming it because now it's actually creaming. It's looking how I want it to look. I'm gonna scrape down every few seconds just to make sure everything gets this creamy effect, and then I'll move on. Okay, I just wanted to show you something, so hopefully I can get my camera in focus. So as you can see right here, here is darker than here. So this is a result of me just continuously creaming the butter and sugar, and this is where we were when I said maybe I'll stop. But if you continue, it'll get paler as you go. So I want it to be this pale. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scrape my bowl down with my little spatula, and then I'm going to add the eggs. Okay, so now I'm just going to add the egg, and we're going to mix it until it's incorporated. I do believe the mixture will get lighter in color as I mix it, but we're just going to do that, and then we'll add the flour. Okay, so the egg has been added. I usually just do it on about medium speed until everything is incorporated. Now, as with the other step, you have to actually scrape down to make sure everything that's on the side and that's stuck on the bottom is incorporated. So you mix for a little bit, and then you just try and scrape to incorporate everything. As you can see, the mixture is no longer runny and slimy like it was before. So that just tells me that the eggs have been completely incorporated. So what's going to happen is I'm going to sift my flour into this mixture, mix it for a little while on slow, and then I'm going to fold in my chocolate chips. I wanted to say that for me, I do a check like this just to make sure everything is fully incorporated and there's no major lumps. So I'm satisfied with this, but just to be sure, I'm just going to whip it up for a little bit more just to make sure I get rid of all the sugar lumps and everything that's there, because stuff gets stuck at the bottom, and that's the worst when you're mixing in your flour. Okay, so here we go. It's nice and smooth and creamy the way I want it. I'm just going to put my sifter here, and I'm going to sift my flour and my baking soda. So now that the flour is in, we're just going to start it. I'm putting it on low. I don't need flour splashing all over me. But we're going to just mix this until all the white disappears. And then we will fold in our chocolate chips. See, look at that. It's looking all nice. Just wanted to show you, this is how your mixture looks. It's super creamy. Now, what I have decided to do was I'm going to bake half of this mixture today, meaning I'm not putting it in the fridge. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just gonna scoop it, pop it in the oven, and then tomorrow I am going to bake the other half, because I'm going to put the second half in the fridge because I want to see what the difference is between baking it right away and waiting overnight, and you'll get to see. So I'm just gonna add the chocolate chips. I think it's too much. But who doesn't like chocolate? We're just gonna see what we're gonna come up with. So we're just gonna fold this in. That looks like an overload of chocolate. So just stir it in, or fold, whichever term you use, until it's incorporated to your liking. And then we are going to scoop it and put it on our baking pan. I'm lying, our baking tray. Okay, so I am ready to scoop my mixture onto my baking tray. I am not using parchment today. I am using my baking mat, So, and I'm also going to be using 2 different sizes of scoops. Once I find the numbers, I'll put it in the description so you know what sizes I'm using. But like I said, I am going to scoop a few cookies today. I'm going to put the remaining of the mixture in the fridge, and then I'm going to scoop tomorrow and bake it just to see what the difference is. Because some cookie recipes tell you to put it in the fridge overnight. Some say for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Some say for a longer period. I'm just testing this out, so we'll see what we come up with. Okay, so now I'm just going to take the first scoop out. And that's what it looks like. Just get a little more. Then we are going to just plop. I'm just going to do this until I'm probably going to do about 6 of them, 3 big ones and 3 small ones. And then I'll show you what it looks like before I put it in the oven. As you can see, there's a huge size difference between this scoop and this scoop. I did 6 in total. My oven has been preheating for about 20 minutes at 375. I'm going to bake these for about 10 to 15 minutes, give or take, depending on how they look. Hopefully it comes out fine. But like I said, I'm testing what happens when I bake them the day I made the batter and the day after. So this is the first set. Tomorrow I'm gonna bake, and then we'll try this again. Okay, as for the remaining mixture, I suggest that you scoop out your balls and place them in a container, put them in the fridge. I just don't have space for that, so I'm just gonna put everything in a small bowl and just put it in. But to make your life easier, scoop them out. It could be a plate, it could be anything. Cover them, put them in the fridge, leave it overnight. So when you're ready to bake, all you do is take out your container and place your balls on your baking sheet, and then you're ready to bake. Okay, I just took these out of the oven. They're still a bit warm, yes. So this is what our chocolate chip cookies look like. They just came out of the oven, so they're still hot. I'm gonna give it a chance to cool, and then I will take a picture of what it looks like once it's cooled. So this is test number 1. Tomorrow we do test number 2. Hey guys, so remember I promised you that I was gonna leave this in the fridge overnight and bake it again today. So that's what I'm about to do. I took it out a while ago. It's still pretty cold. It's a lot firmer than the mixture that we did yesterday. So I already did a scoop. So I'm gonna do 3 of these and 3 of the small one, depending on how much. So I'm just gonna do that, and we're gonna bake it, and we're gonna see what it looks like. I hope these are prettier, because the last ones, they were ugly to me. They were delicious, but they were super ugly. Okay, so here we go. I mean, I love how they look. I just hope they bake right. Or else I'm gonna have a war with this chocolate chip cookie. But we're gonna bake it, and we're gonna see what happens. Okay, so here we have this section is the cookie from the first batch. This section is the cookie from the second batch. I personally like the first batch, how it looks, even though I said it was ugly. I loved how it spread, how it looks. It looks more like a chocolate chip cookie to me than this one. I do know the taste is a little different. Not that much different, only because it's the same batter. But these are a little more intense in flavor. And these were just, you know, hey, it tastes like a chocolate chip cookie. But this is what you have it. I told you I was gonna do it. I'm still gonna try and play with this recipe to perfect it, because it's not really quite where I want it. But I like it, just to show you. So this is the first batch. And this is the second. I definitely prefer the first one. The first one seems more authentic. These ones are smooth. Like, it's like, I don't want it to be smooth. Like, I like the rugged look, you know? But there you have it.